So, hi, hello, maybe hello just for my future self. I don't know if anyone is watching these videos so far. um, but I thought about updating my financial situation. And also, I got myself today remembering one show, like a series that I used to watch when, like as a teenager. And it was called Felicity. Felicity, about a a girl that left her hometown to go to a bigger city. Maybe it even was New York or something like that. I don't know. It's an American series from the 90s and the end of the 90s, I guess, or middle. I don't remember perfectly, but it was called Felicity, and I really enjoyed watching that, because for me that show, that series was about like becoming an adult, and which now I think oh gosh, it's kind of really, it doesn't work the way we think it will work when we are young, because I'm 44 and I still don't think of myself really as an adult. And of course I am an adult person, like for society. And the light here now kind of is shitty, but it is what it is. And I'm still not I don't feel like an adult. Which has to do with what I will try to say in this video. Well, so yeah, I said that I wanted to update my situation, and that I got myself today remembering, this show Felicity, which is about, for me, it was about, leaving behind adolescence. Oh my god, it's fucked up. I tried to have a YouTube channel in English, but I have trouble, with English. It is what it is, and the lightning is bad, and who cares? Yeah. But, and then Felicity, it's about becoming an adult, going to the big city to study and become someone in society, make some money, and all that script that society kind of not, like society um, says to us that it's what you should be doing, like get a major, find a job, earn money, start a family, and all that stuff. Anyways, Felicity, what I really loved about the show and what kept me thinking about it today was something that the character did by the time, that I really fell in love with that. And by that time I never had done therapy, and I was super curious about going to therapy and stuff. Since a very young age, I felt like I had stuff to talk about and go through, my emotions, and deal with shitty stuff that I felt, and I didn't know to whom go after and talk about it. And I kind of think that I was waiting to grow up and be able to go to a therapist, which happened. Yeah, eventually that happened when I was 23. Yeah, I looked after, a therapist and started therapy. Yeah, pretty much since that time. I have a long history of therapy, and definitely it helps. And I think it's a never-ending process. When you have so many issues getting along in a society that you think you don't fit in, you don't, you just, it's like you are constantly trying to understand what's the point, what's the point, why I'm here, why things work like they work, and why everybody acts like it, it's okay, and people aren't okay. Yeah, but I'm like drifting away, I guess, from the point of the video. So Felicity, when she went to the big city, the strategy that she had to still be able to go to be in therapy, because even in the plot there, she was young, and she was already going to therapy. And then she had this big change in her life. She moved to the big city to study, to college, but she didn't want to change her therapist, so she used to record her voice, like speaking stuff that she was going through. She would put that on record. Obviously by that time we didn't have smartphones, obviously. Pretty much kind of not before internet, no, there was internet, but you know, you get my point. No smartphones, nothing like that at the time. So you could record yourself or make videos with a camera, and she decided to record her voice, and then she would put the tape on an envelope and then mail it to her therapist. And I don't remember how the therapist would actually, you know, make comments on that and get back to her. But I really, really, really remember, you know, these scenes of her recording herself, her voice, and elaborating and getting insights maybe of what she was going through, you know, talking about it for the record. And I really loved that, you know. I thought it was so cool. And I wanted to be just like her in a way, you know, in a sense. And then today I was thinking about that, and I said to myself, well, yeah, maybe that's why I started making these videos and talking about shit that I'm going through with money and, you know, my personal finances and stuff. Yeah. Oh, I think it's maybe it's I needed like 20 years to, or more, 20 plus years to start doing this, but not to a therapist. It's like, you know, to like a message on a bottle, yeah, maybe message on a bottle, on this tube. And yeah, so after all, you know, this ramble, I wanted to update my future self and whoever may watch this, that I had a very important, I think, yeah, I can say that, like a shifting point, this last Sunday. Today is Tuesday, September 2nd, and it's not 2nd, 3rd of September, Tuesday, 2024. And on Sunday, which was the 1st of September, and as a matter of fact, it's my birthday month. My birthday is on the 21st of September. I'll be 45. Yeah, there's this coming. And I felt Sunday like a shifting point in my life. I was doing Uber. I was like doing Uber for 4 days straight, which should be normal, my like daily routine, but for me it's really huge because I'm not really consistent. I go one day and then the other day something happens, and I'm driving an electric car also, and there's the issues of getting to charge, the car with electricity. And here in Brazil, we don't have that much of an infrastructure. Actually, yeah, here in São Paulo, maybe, yeah, we have some, but really not enough. And, then that added with my own personality and my emotions and the way I deal with things. It was kind of normal for me to work few days of the week, when actually I need to pretty much work every day of the week for months. But that's not really possible. It gets to a point of your body that you need rest, and your mental health also. So I would say it's safer if I have one day of the week for rest. So I was since Thursday doing Uber every day, so pretty nice record for myself. Yay. Celebrate the little, celebrate little achievements. And then by Sunday I was really, really tired, but I did go to work, and I did manage to charge the car, like every day since Thursday, working more than 7 hours driving. São Paulo is a really big city, and it has many cities around it, and you go to those cities too. There are nice places and not so nice places. I don't feel unsafe. It's not a problem to me. I really don't. I don't have like fear. I don't feel unsafe. I just, I take care of myself. But in a way that, I'm not afraid of going into some neighborhoods that, I would say the majority kind of people wouldn't want to go there, would be afraid. That's not an issue for me, thank God, because I have so many issues, so many. This one I don't. And I was in a kind of neighborhood like that, I think most people outside Brazil can relate to the thing of the favelas. it wasn't a favela. It is like what we call here in São Paulo a quebrada. It's very poor area, very, like it developed in a very crazy and chaotic and messed up way. It has a lot of people concentrated and a lot of little houses, not well constructed and with not all the things that a house would need, like adequate plumbing and stuff like that. And it's very loud. People hear music very loud at places like bars, or even a family house. People in their own cars, and there are children walking around everywhere, and street dogs. And oh my God, my heart feels a lot for those dogs and for the children. But I mean, oh my God. And motorcycles, very crazy, busy and poor area. And then my electric car just couldn't make through a very, like it was a street like this. I don't recall it. I needed to, I don't know the name now. That's funny. I can't remember a name for the kind of it's not flat street, it's inclined, very inclined street, and very narrow street and very inclined, and the car wasn't really able to go, to ride, and also the floor, like wasn't in a good condition. There was water running and little stones, and it's not even, the ground where you go through with the car. And it was a big mess. And I was with two passengers that were drunk, like really drunk. And I was saying, the car is not being able, to go to your, I cannot leave you at your door because I don't even know how I'm gonna get out of here. And then one of the guys would say, I don't care, this isn't, I'm paying for Uber, I want to stay at my door. And I did my best to make the car, to drive the car, but I just couldn't. And the street was so narrow, and I eventually I got to in an angle of the street that I was getting my car damaged. Like, yeah, it got damaged. Like the back of the car now it's smashed, Yeah, that happened. But that happened after the drunk guys decided, yeah, okay, we can go walking. Thank God. And they did, left the car. And then some other guys came and said, hey, you're not in a good position here. And all you know, the children, the dogs, the music. It was evening, so it was already like 9 p.m. and I was so like, it's a mess. How did this happen, you know? And it's a new car. I was struggling, you know, working all those days just to get to Monday and have the amount of money I needed to pay my monthly payment for the car. I have 56 payments ahead me. This car is being paid in 5 years, you know, and I only paid today. I did pay, so that's the good news. I paid with delay. I should have paid on the 20th of August. So it was a bad situation, because here in Brazil, and I think in many places, they can come, the bank that financed me to get the car, and I have to pay the bank with interest, of course, during 5 years for the car. They can come after you and take the car from you if you are not being able to meet the payments. So, and that in some cases can happen at your first delay, you know. So I was worried. I got advice on this from a professional, a finance professional, personal finance professional. I'm very grateful to her, and she really alert me that, hey, they can actually go for your car. And as it is nowadays, I do Uber as a job, so it's my tool for work, you know. I need the car. And that was Sunday. I needed still to make money during that evening, you know, to be able to pay on Monday. And I was in that situation, in that quebrada. And what happened was that the other guys from the neighborhood that approached me and said, well, this is not looking good. One of them, who never ever had drive a electric car, you know, like not even an automatic car, but who is a really good driver, like usual car, you know, like the usual car. He was able to take the car from that terrible angle, not without causing the smash. That he tried really hard to prevent it, but he couldn't, because it was really, you know, a really inclined, this is Mia, really inclined street, and really narrow, and so noisy, so busy. And I just, you know, like said, whatever happens, I there's nothing. I have to trust, I have to trust that it's going to be okay. And then he took the car from there, and the smashed happened, and he drove the car backwards to a point of the street that was, like flat. And from there, I got the car and try to find my way out of that neighborhood, that quebrada in the north part here of São Paulo, in a certain district. And I was like, my God, I'm in so trouble, financial trouble. And this happened. It's super stressful, and I think I'm going to have a beer. And I don't drink now for about, like since COVID, the beginning, like I don't drink. My father passed away on February, not by COVID. It was cancer. But it was in the beginning of COVID, and soon later, I stopped drinking because it was becoming really like a daily thing with beer, and I didn't like myself. I really didn't like the place I was heading to, and it was not like, I wouldn't say I was an alcoholic, but I would become, I guess. So I stopped, and then I thought about drinking on this Sunday, because of this really, really stressful situation, because I wasn't afraid at any time there if the guy took the car and would run away with the car, nothing like that. But it was really stressful, and I get very agitated when I'm in a place with a lot of stimulation, like noise and people around, and how it was so busy and it was crowded, and I just wanted a quiet place to just sit down and for a moment not have problems. But that's not possible, in this thing that we do here, life. So when I eventually could get out of the neighborhood, I parked the car and took like 5 minutes thinking of what I would do. I was still missing like 200 reais for the payment of my car the next day. And I felt like, okay, I can do this 200 reais tomorrow, which would have been Monday. But then I started to think, I'm going to get a beer, I'm going to go back home and just calm down. And what really happened was that I didn't came back home, got a beer, and calmed down. I continue working. When I parked, I was offline the app and really just thinking of my situation and my choices. If I had chosen to get a beer and come back home, I knew that in the other day I would feel miserable and probably wouldn't go out to work and would think everything was lost, and I would see myself as a really big failure, and what's the point? But it did not go that way. I said to myself, hey, if you do that, you know that the outcome's not going to be good, and you are by yourself, and you have to take care of yourself and my animals, my so much loved animals. And so I got online on the app and continued to work until past midnight. And by the end of that day of work, I had made almost the other 200 reais that I needed for the next day. And I was thinking about that today because I talked about that yesterday with my therapist. I'm on therapy since 23, basically. Oh my gosh, that more than 20 years. It's a never-ending process for people like me, I think. I don't know if it's an ending process for anyone. I think it can be for people that have specific, go to see a therapist for a specific thing, like maybe who's afraid of flying, to go and make a trip, an airplane trip, and then learn how to deal with the fear and stuff like that. Yeah, therapy can end. But in my case, which is, all day long thinking about how things work, how society work, why things are the way they are, and all the capitalism and money and relationships and climate and violence that we do to this planet as a species. And my mind is really all the time really busy thinking about stuff, and I don't see my mind by himself. If a mind is a he, I don't know, by itself. I need a therapist. So I talked about that with my therapist yesterday, that I decided to keep working, that I didn't go after a beer when I got home. Actually, I got gas water, no, not gas water, sparkling water. Yeah, I needed some bubbles. At least I had bubbles in what I had to drink when I got home. And I ate some biscuits, cheap ones, very cheap. I wanted to get Doritos, the snack, but I think it's too expensive. Yeah. At the moment, I'm not able to buy Doritos. Actually, I am able, but I have to make choices, and it's best if I spend my money not with Doritos, but with other stuff, like food for my cats or for myself. Anyways, I got home with the car is smashed, yeah. And I felt shaken, like, but in a good way, because I didn't made the decision to, I don't know, maybe to go for self-pity and a kind of indulgence. I kept working as much as I could that day, that evening. Got back. I think I showered and I really felt like when I was parked thinking about, I want to go home and have a beer, that I knew that it wouldn't be only one beer. I live in a building that has like a little market inside it, so I can go to the second floor. No, the first floor, and I live on the eighth floor, and buy stuff, and they have beer. So it's a temptation. But when I was parked there and thinking about what happened and about my life, all my debts, I kind of figure out a plan for not a kind of, I did figure out a plan for my debts. Actually, who offered me the solution was my, this person, the personal finance professional advisor. She told me about a law. I talked about the law in my first video, I guess. It's the super debt law. So I'm going to claim that to a judge through an institution that represents consumers, and hopefully I can pay all that I owe during 5 years in monthly payments, and yeah, be free of that in that time period without jeopardizing my survival, like without jeopardizing food, shelter, heat, being able to minimally maintain myself, sustain myself, and my pets. So that's the plan. But the point of the video today is just like, me talking to the camera, to my future self, and whoever is or will be watching this, as a record of this journey and about this shifting moment that I felt very, it felt very physically and the weight of my responsibilities. You know, I have to take care of myself. I have to be able to make the amount of money I need to survive and to thrive, you know, to be able to get rid of my debts, be debt free. It's not going to be overnight, and surely not fixable with a bottle, a long neck, or, you know, of beer. No, it won't. And at that moment when I was parked there and thinking, I knew what the decision I had to make, that was, you know, go back. This happened. Yeah, it was really stressful, shitty. The car is smashed. It's a new car. You have been driving this car only for 5 months, and it's already smashed. It's not a big, huge smash, but, you know, like, I felt it almost like it happened to my body, like an injury. I felt sorry for my car. I talked to my car, actually, you know. He has a name. I think he's a he. His name is Dede. Yeah, it's Dede because I'm Denise, so De from Denise, and the other De is from DeLorean, because I think it's super, you know, like something like the DeLorean car from Back to the Future, you know. So it's D for Denise and the other D for DeLorean. So the D now has, you know, marks of, you know, going through his life, and he's so young. Yeah, I talk to my car. I talk to inanimated things. I have a very, very troubled, if you want to say, mind. I have a whole universe apart from this reality going on in my mind. That's why in my first video I said about me being a writer, wanting to write, you know, fiction with my critical thinking, social thinking of life. But maybe I can be able to go back writing and also drive Uber, make my money, and get a conciliation with the banks, with the judge, to pay my debts in you know, a time period that doesn't jeopardize my living. And I'm not talking about living, I live very frugally, very frugally. I do. I don't buy Doritos, you know. Like, I know Doritos is not good for your health, but I mean, like Doritos, you know, I don't buy Doritos because it's too expensive for myself at the moment. So I live frugally, believe me. Yeah, and that happened. I really felt the weight of I'm the only one that have my back. I don't have parents alive anymore that support me emotionally and financially. And I have good friends. I have really good friends. I have family members, but I'm always, not letting them know, or letting them know but not really objectively what I'm going through. I don't ask for them to help me. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't ask for them to help me. I kind of wish that they could, come and offer. That's thankful wishing, I guess. Yeah, this video is way too long now, and I wanted to record this, and it's my Felicity moment. I really enjoyed that show, really did. That and Dawson's Creek, I really waited for the day of the week that each show would go on air, I remember the song. I don't remember Felicity's intro. I'm going to go definitely look for that on YouTube after I finish this. But I do remember the music from Dawson's Creek. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I wanted to say that shifting moment happened, and I wish, I hope, and will be doing my best to keep making the better option. Yeah, thanks that for now. I've been watching some other YouTubers, people that also rant and kind of vent on their channels. I really like, at the moment, Paige Turner, which is she's at the moment she's my favorite ASMR artist. I'm also into ASMR. I really do enjoy ASMR. I get tingles. I used to have a channel also, ASMR channel, and I really enjoy Paige Turner. She's such a positive and beautiful human in this earth. And I also watch a guy from Pages from the US. She's in Chicago. And I also watch a guy from Melbourne in Australia. And he does some rants and talk about random stuff, which I really think it's really cool, because he up front, he's not worried about sticking to a niche. Like maybe I started this making these videos on my financial situation, and I I really don't think I will be willing to only talk about my financial situation. There's much more. So I won't be, that kind of authorized me, not that I needed an authorization, but that authorized me to, yeah, I don't have to stick to a niche. Oh, I also watch a lot a channel from a Japanese, very, 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 he's such a human being. Oh my God, this Japanese man. I'm gonna let these channels in the description. I really, really enjoy watching this Japanese man. I send him all the love and energy and wish for the best. Wish the best for him, for him, his family. Really do. And well, what's the link between them? You know, these three people that I decided to point out. It's just because I was thinking about how to say goodbye. And I think last week Paige wrote a community post, and at the end she said, "Peace out." I like that. It gives me a good vibe. And the guy from Australia, he in this, most of his videos, I guess all of his videos, saying peace out. I really enjoy hearing that. The Japanese guy, he I don't think he say peace out, but I'm saying peace out to him now, and to you, and to my future self. And yeah, that's it. You know, you see, I'm not drinking, I'm not on alcohol, but my thoughts are very drunk. They are just like, you know, drunk thoughts. I ramble like I'm dizzy, which I think it's maybe good, right? Not maybe, surely, because keeping my body out of alcohol, because I already have a kind of drunk mind. And I'm really okay with that. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's I think actually it's a gift, in a way. Not going to start to elaborate on that, because then I will take another hour, maybe for another video. So yeah, that's it. Peace out. Bye.